Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be my August monthly reading wrap up. I do that every time. I almost always say the month that we're currently in. Like I almost said September, but September just started. But this is gonna be all the books that I read in August. It wasn't my best month. I read 5 books, but the first book that I read during August put me into like a little bit of a reading slump. And it was just a horrible book. So we're gonna get into that. But I also had 2 5-star books come out of this month. So maybe it was a better month than I thought it was. We'll get into it. So I wanna talk about the book that put me into a book slump first. So I also have my laptop down here to be on my Goodreads. So the first book that I read, the one that put me into a little minor book slump, was 50 Shades of Grey. I'm gonna try not to be mean when I say this, but this was one of the worst books I've ever read. And I wanna clarify real quick by saying that I love the movies, literally love the movies, went to the midnight premieres back in the day. The book was not for me though. I'm trying to like think about how to put this into words. What's his face? Literally, what is his name? Christian Grey. He's a lot different in the books than he is in the movies, and I don't know how to explain it. He's a lot more like mean and like demanding than the movies. The movies definitely softened him out to like appeal to the girls more, like make him some charming guy. He's not like that in the book. He really isn't. Like the things he was saying and doing and just acting, it was so disgusting to me. I almost DNF'd this book, but I'm someone who cannot DNF a book unless I literally absolutely hate it, like want to cry reading it, and I was so close, but I don't know. I originally rated this 2 stars. I'm gonna keep it at that. I honestly could go down to like a 1.5, but we're just gonna keep it at 2 stars. This honestly would not recommend, and I'm definitely not finishing the series. The next book that I read was the first book in what video was this for? Oh, it was the reading thriller books for a week. So the next one was We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Now, like I said just now, this was the first book I read for the reading thriller books for a week, and this book literally wasn't even a thriller book. Like, it's classified as one. Like, if you look it up on Goodreads, on the website, like Barnes & Nobles, it says this is a thriller book. I get why they would say that. Like, there's definitely an edge in the book to where you're trying to kind of like guess what happened the whole book, but it's not like, there's nothing scary. There's nothing like thrilling about it. Like, yes, I was like, oh, what's gonna happen at the end? I don't know. Like, there were secrets and stuff, but it was just, I don't know. I did rate it 3 stars. It wasn't horrible. Like, I did enjoy it. I'm just saying it wasn't a thriller to me. Like, I don't know. I was disappointed in that aspect, but for just being a book, it wasn't that bad. So I would recommend this. It is for a little bit younger readers, I feel like. For a 23-year-old woman like me, I don't know. I wouldn't really recommend it to people in their 20s, but this was honestly like kind of like a high school book. So I did like this though. So 3 stars for this. The next book that I read was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I have been wanting to read this book for so long. Everyone and their mother has read this. And it was so good. I actually really enjoyed this. I wasn't like on my toes the whole time, but at the same time, like the whole time I was reading, I was trying to be like, oh my God, who's the killer? Like, what if this girl's alive? Like, my mind was racing. Like, I was trying to figure out what was going on. So this book was really good. I'm very excited to read. I think there's 3 books in this series, so I'm excited to read those. I kind of want to do a video where I like finish all of the book series that I'm in the middle of, because I've started a lot of series and then like never finished them. I've only read the first book, so I'm excited to read the 2nd and 3rd book. Oh, but I did rate this 4 stars. It was very good, and I would recommend this. The next book was the first 5-star of the month, and it was The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. This is a mass paperback copy, which is why it's so small and thick, and this book is over 600 pages. I didn't know that I was getting the mass paperback when I ordered it on Amazon, which was my fault because it literally said mass paperback. I had to go back and check after I received this because I was like, what is this? And I honestly, like, I think just how this book is, I was like, I'm not gonna like it just because of how long it is. But I had to think, like, this is a smaller book, like it's more compact, so of course there's gonna be more pages. Guys, this book was so good. This was the last book in my reading thriller books for a week video, and it was 5 stars. It was so good. I'm pretty sure I cried in the middle of this book because it was just so, like, heart-wrenching. I don't know. And, like, there wasn't really many aspects to where you were, like, guessing things and, like, trying to, like, figure out. Sorry, that was my oil diffuser that scared me. But, oh my God, where was I? But it's about these 2 girls. I just realized I literally have not been saying the summaries of any of these books. Okay, well, I feel like everyone knows what the other books are about because they're so popular, but I have never seen anyone read this. But this is about 2 girls. And I also talked about all of these books though in the reading thriller books for weeks, so go watch that if you haven't seen it. But this book is about 2 young girls and their mom who are at their house one day, and 2 hooded men come into their house and shoot the mom in the head, take the girls out to the woods, shoots one of the girls and it buries her alive, but the other girl escapes. And it kind of like goes through their life now and like as they're getting older, what they're going through. And it keeps like flashing back to that day because they keep not remembering new things, but adding on to what happened that day so that you as the reader slowly start to like get more information on that day. And it's crazy. This one had a really good plot twist at the end. It was so good. I thought it was going to take me like a week to read the 600-page book, but it took me a couple days. So I would highly recommend this. This was such a good book. And the last book, I really just saved the best for last this month, and that is A Court of Thorns and Roses. Guys, I don't even know where to begin with this book. Like, I really don't. So I have not read fantasy before Harry Potter. Like, that is the only fantasy book / series I've read. And I've read the whole Harry Potter series like 3 times, but it's been years since I read it the last time. So I'm not like a fantasy person. I don't read fantasy, and it's been years since I've read fantasy, and I didn't think I was gonna like it. I thought Harry Potter was just like one and done for me, like even though I love Harry Potter. But I finally got on this, and this book changed my life. I'm not trying to be dramatic when I say this, but it really did. It really did. This was a 5-star read for me. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I did post a reading vlog of me reading ACOTAR for the first time, so go watch that. I'll link that down below, or I'll put it up here somewhere. But this was one of the best books I've ever read. Not even being dramatic. It was so good. I am obsessed with the series now. I'm actually currently on A Court of Mist and Fury. I'm about like a third of the way through. And this series has just changed my life. I'm obsessed. Can we talk about, it's weird thinking back to this book after reading A Court of Mist and Fury, because this book is so much different than A Court of Mist and Fury. This book, Tamlin was my favorite character. Loved him. Like, he really just made me love the book. Now, I'm gonna get more into details about all of that in my second ACOTAR reading vlog, because I'm gonna be posting a video in a couple of weeks, hopefully as a reading vlog for the rest of the series, like the other 4 books that are out. But guys, if you have not read this book, I'm just telling you right now, go to Barnes & Nobles today and buy the book, or go on Amazon today and buy the book, because you will not regret it. It is such a good fantasy book for beginners, I guess. I would say I'm a beginner because I've only really read Harry Potter. And it just, I can't stop thinking about this book. Like, that's how you know when it's a 5-star book, is because you can't stop thinking about it. Like, all day I thought about this book and I just wanted to read. So good. I need to like stop before I go on a rampage about this. But best book, literally probably one of the best books I've ever read. So that was all of the books that I read in August. So now for my TBR for September. I feel like I hyped it up so much at the beginning. Not hyped it up, but like, I don't know. Really, my only TBR for September is to read the rest of the series. So, like I was saying, these are the first 2 books, and then there's 3 more after these 2, like 3 more after this one. So, I'm hoping to finish this series in September, but there's some hefty books. Like the Asimov is like 650 something pages, and the next book is even more pages, and then there's a novella, and then the last book is like over 700 pages, so we'll see. I'm talking about this in the vlog, but I have never, ever read a book or series where I was almost stalling to read because I didn't want to finish it. Like, the feeling that I'm getting from this series, I've never felt it before. Like, I don't want to read because I don't want to finish it and I don't want it to be over. Let me know if anyone else has ever felt like that, because I just don't know. It's the weirdest feeling, but I'm hoping to finish the entire series by the end of the month. I doubt it's gonna happen. I'll definitely probably get through this one in the next book and probably the novella, but I'm a little scared for the last book. I don't know if I'm gonna finish that in September, but that is my August reading wrap up and my September TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. It would make me so happy, and I'd love for all of us to be friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.